It is a big sum of money, 100,000 by Lord Ashcroft, 100,000 by a private donor. But does this sort of money really help in the conviction of criminals? Because that's what we need to do.
Yeah, sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. And I think it's such a heinous crime that's really sort of touched the heart of the nation that we need to leave no stone unturned to make sure that we can do whatever we can to get that individual and a number of individuals to call us who might have information regarding that tragic incident.
And Mark, in terms of Crime Stoppers more generally, I mean, it's been on the go, I think, since 1988, although I think it became Crime Stoppers in 1995. It's all about anonymity, as far as I understand. Is that the key focus, that people can call you anonymously to give information and nobody will be able to trace who it is making the call? Is that the secret of success for Crime Stoppers?
Absolutely, Phil. That's absolutely at the heart of who we are and what we do. We all know that, that people generally want to do the right thing, and we all know that most people find it in themselves to be able to talk to the police directly. But sadly, through circumstance, cultural reasons, it might be close to home, it might be somebody next door, that they need the opportunity to be able to do the right thing without, in any way, shape or form, having any comeback. And we absolutely guarantee people's anonymity, whether they telephone us or whether they send in an online form.
And that is essential, and maybe you can tell us some of the things that people will want to hear to know that they've got that reassurance. Liverpool it's my hometown, so it's a small city. People say people know people. You know, will they have the protection they need from the police? Will word get out? This will be of genuine concern on the ground in other cities, but I know in Liverpool, which we always say is such a small community. So how can you reassure those people?
I mean, the first thing is just what we've just said. It is exactly as described. But in a little bit more detail, if people fill out an online form, which people increasingly do, then the IP address is stripped out in the ether before it gets to us. So when we pass that information on to the police as a result of that information...
And you're totally separate to the police?
Totally separate. We're an independent charity, and I think that's really important to understand. You know, we're not hidebound to the police in any way, shape or form. We're here for our beneficiaries. We're here for the public. We're here for the disenfranchised, the voiceless, and that's who we're focusing on. And likewise, if people telephone us, there's a one-way scramble of the telephone number with no reverse key. So again, there is absolutely no way that the police or the courts can know who called us, because we don't know. And I think that's critical. So
how do you give them the money then? How do they get the reward if you don't know?
I think all I can sensibly say is that if you've got information regarding the murderer of poor Olivia, then either on the online form or there is a mechanism there where it says if you're interested in a reward. And also, if you call us, just make it clear to the call agent, and there's a mechanism in place that means that anonymity is guaranteed.
Okay.
There's another step in the process.
There's another step. That's the extra bit if you do want that reward. I think this is really important for people to understand.
How many crimes do you think you've helped solve over that period in time? I mean, how many people call Crime Stoppers?
That's a great question. Tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands. Just to put things into perspective, every day 1,500 people contact us, and that leads to 500 reports being sent to the 43 police forces in this country, National Crime Agency, Immigration Service, Border Force, and so on and so forth. So, to put it in a nutshell, we're talking about 500,000 people a year contacting us, and over 180,000 reports being sent to the police. And that's gone up by nearly 100% over the last 8 or 9 years or so.
Do you know what? I got goosebumps when you said the number of people who were calling in, trying to help you, trying to support you, trying to get crime solved, because nobody wants people to walk free who've done such a heinous crime. We are good human beings, aren't we, as a public? And so I just wanted to know that. I got little goosebumps when you said how many people are helping you.
You know, it's true. It's actually quite heartwarming that most people want to do the right thing, and they're just looking for that mechanism, that avenue to be able to do that. And by calling us on 0800 555 111 or using the online form on the Crime Stoppers website at crimestoppers-uk.org, they can do that.
Mark, thank you very much indeed for what you do, and also for joining us this morning. And just to reiterate, if people have got any information about the killing of Olivia Pratt-Korbel, that just those contact details again that Mark gave you. Phone number 0800 555 111, which is a free phone number, and the website's www.crimestoppers-uk.org. And if anybody out there can help, obviously we'd very much appreciate it. Mark, thank you for everything that you do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because we can't allow criminals to be emboldened. You can't have people think they can get away with things and then carry on with their criminality and go undetected and unpunished for killing people.
And what a great thing Lord Ashcroft has done in funding it over all these years. Absolutely fantastic.